In this video, I'm going to be showing you 5 ways to edit faster in Davinci Resolve 18. So with that being said, let's get straight into the video. Tip number 1, get ready to slice. So tip number 1 is just have a shortcut or have a designated button for you could go ahead and slice your footage. So for me, the button that I often use to slice my footage is B. And just like this, it makes it easier instead of manually grabbing the slice tool and doing it something like this. If you want to add a shortcut, all you have to do is go to the top left where it says Davinci Resolve, click on keyboard customizations, and simply go to razor. And just like that, I have it as Control B or B. If it's something else, you could just swap it, but B is the button that I feel more comfortable, especially in my fingers doing this. So I would highly recommend this, especially if you're new to Davinci Resolve. Tip number 2, select forward. So my second tip is actually that, select forward. So let's say you want to slice this, right? From right here, now let's say we want to move it somewhere else with a simple button, either Control N or N, which I have it set up. You could actually just go ahead and drag everything towards the right, and you don't even have to worry about doing it manually. So same thing, if you want to set it up, you want to go to Davinci Resolve in the top left, keyboard customizations. I'm not sure what's the name of it, but I have it as Control N. So it's called this. Select clips from forward on all tracks on selected clips forward. So you could go ahead and just manually add it right here on plus and just do whatever you want. But I have it as Control N and N, and it's something that I highly recommend. Tip number 3, delete gaps. So tip number 3 is basically that. Once again, we want to delete the gaps with only one button, and trust me, it does everything for you. So for example,
18. So with that being
I want to remove this. So right here, I messed up, right?
18.
So right here, we're gonna slice it with our B. So instead of going on backspace, something like this, which you have your gap and then you have to move it, kind of annoying. What I would highly recommend is to set up a button. My button is actually B, which is right next to the B on the slice and right next to the N, which is select forward. So like this, it makes it easy. And if you go back,
Davinci Resolve 18. So with that being said, let's get straight into the video.
I slice it with B, I select my clip, and I delete it with my command button V, which is delete the gaps. And once again, you want to go to your keyboard customization, and I have it as B, which is the ripple delete. I have it as delete, which is I think the normal one, but I also have it on V. And the reason why I have them right next to each other is because I don't want to go all the way towards my right for delete. And it's just, trust me guys, when you're editing a big project or even your videos, the last thing you want to do is move your fingers as much as you can. If you could have everything in your finger space, like your B, like your N, like a V, I would highly recommend it. You could also use like F, G, H, or any other buttons that Davinci Resolve has for you. Tip number 4, render in place. So now that we're done with all of our keyboards customization, we want to edit faster, and one way to do this is to have smooth playback. We want to render in place when we really have to. So an example for this is, let's say you're adding a crazy effect, right? Let's say we add like 300 different effects to this. Alright, so as you can see, this is where it starts lagging. So let's say we have a project with many different effects or something like that. The last thing that we want to do is work on a project that constantly just bugs, right? So if you have a clip with many effects or anything like that, what I would highly recommend to do is render in place. Render in place is going to be that you are going to render in place, right? What I usually do is click on MP4, NVIDIA, and Auto, or if you have Mac, click on QuickTime, and just your designated codec. But because I'm in computer, I go to MP4 and click on render. Once you click render like this, it's gonna tell you where you want to save it. I usually have it either on my desktop or on my downloads. So let's say on my desktop. select folder, and it's automatically going to render for you. Depending on your computer, it might take a while, but trust me, it saves you so much time in the future. While we are waiting for this to export, I just want to say go ahead and check out my Instagram. Every Fridays I give away free assets for you guys, either being sound effects, memes, or any visuals that you guys might need, especially if you guys are barely starting off to edit. Alright, so now that's done, if we go ahead and click on play,
in this video,
look at this smooth backplay, and we don't even have to worry about anything. Tip number 5, have your bins ready. So the last one is actually going to be your smart bins. Now, if you guys are new to DaVinci Resolve or new to even video editing, DaVinci Resolve actually has this option for you to import a bin on your project, and right there you have all your folders. Smart bins, like I said, are folders that you create into your computer, into your Mac, whatever system that you have, and you could import it to DaVinci Resolve. So most of my folders that I have that I use for editing is on Dropbox, right here where it says edits. Right here on my edits, I have arrows, audios, as you can see right here, like sound effects, backgrounds like for my YouTube shorts, gradients that I use for my Instagram reels, and memes that I use pretty constantly, like overlays or just transitions like that. So instead of me looking right for my audio, let's say I want to look for the bruh sound effect, right? Instead of doing this, sometimes depending on what it is, it might be very difficult, or on my glitch. Instead of doing this and playing the sound and looking for a sound that was very loud, it gets annoying. So what I did, right, I made a folder where I have everything that I use to edit. Now keep in mind to only do this for stuff that you use on a regular basis, right? Like your audio, like sound effects, like memes, or even like your intro, your outro, or any like overlays. Because if not, you're gonna have a lot of random things that most of the time you're never gonna use. So I have this right here. So in order to set it up, you want to go into your edit button right here, or into your cut button. You want to go into your import media folder. And then, like I said, I have mine on Dropbox and on a folder that's called edit. If I go right here on select folder, my folder should appear. So every time you start a completely new project, do this, right? Have a folder ready with everything that you want to add. Instead of going like me, right? Instead of going me on workspace, full screen window, adding my folder and looking for what I want to have, it's kind of annoying. What I could do is just literally on my DaVinci Resolve, have on edit, okay, I want this sound effect. So I could click right here on this sound effect. Let me go ahead and lower this a bit and have
into the video.
Boom. All right, maybe that's not the one that I wanted, right? I could go ahead and look for other ones. So everything is in DaVinci Resolve. You don't even have to leave your DaVinci Resolve unless you have to download or do anything else. So hopefully I explained it correctly. I have the tendency to talk faster when I explain stuff. These are the things that I actually use. So it's not something that I searched up for a video idea. This is actually some stuff that I actually use to edit faster. But if you have any questions, go ahead and leave them down in the comments. And if you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to please subscribe and hit the button. And see you guys later. Take it easy.